Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have a bit of gaming news that I want to go over today. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We have two pieces of news for ETS and ATS2. We have some DLC announcements on ATS side. We have DLC announcement on ETS2 side. And we also have a kind of update to ETS2. And then after that, I'm just going to go on kind of like an opinionated, not rant, but I just kind of want to talk about the state of gaming and the state of consoles and some things that we've learned just recently that I just want to talk about and kind of give my opinions on. So, all right, so let's get into it, shall we? So the first thing we have is a little bit of news on ETS2. They have a new DLC coming out. They announced Ireland is coming out. It's on Steam right now. You can wishlist it. So let's go over to YouTube and let's check out the trailer for that, shall we? All right, so that's Ireland, man. That's Ireland. That looks really good. As of right now, the way you can drive in Ireland is with Pro Mods, which is really cool. I've been there once, I think. I didn't do a video or anything on it, but I did drive around there. I don't have Pro Mods installed right now, but it's really cool because every destination they put into the game, every country they put in the game or whatever, it's going to make the Pro Mods even better. And yeah, it's just really cool to see stuff like that in the game. So that is coming to ETS2. Now we need to head over to Steam to take a look at a couple other things that are kind of interesting. All right, so back with the ETS2 side of things, update 1.57 will have dynamic cargo loading and unloading. Now, we already have this in ATS, but they haven't put in ETS2 yet, so it's very exciting to see stuff like this come to the game. They really need to do more of this. Hopefully, in the future, they will expand upon this, but it's really cool. Like in ATS, they load up logs and they load up grain bins and stuff like that. Here, it looks like they're going to be loading up logs and pipes. And let's see here. I know they have the farming DLC, so are they going to add the farming stuff to this as well? It doesn't look like it. I don't see anything with the grain hoppers, although this may be something that they'll change. But still, nonetheless, it's still something exciting. It's something to see. You know, it does add more to the immersion of the game. These are all things that seem like they probably should have been to the game from the very beginning. I mean, for as long as this game's been out, the fact that this is being added just now, it does seem a little strange, but you know what? They work on their own time frame. That's absolutely, you know, what we've come to understand about them. So that's the big news around ETS2. Now let's head over to ATS and see what the news is over there. All right, so one of the big news events that happened this week is that they have the Louisiana gameplay video preview. And if we scroll down here and check this out, we can hit play. This is like a 30-minute video. They played all around it. They have some event going on. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it is, but I've seen it on their Twitter and stuff where people can actually go and they can play this demo and some other demos and stuff like that. So this is really cool to see Louisiana in the game. Again, I mean, with every DLC that they put out, I think they do better and better. I mean, this looks absolutely fantastic. But I feel like this isn't the biggest news that just happened. And the next bit of news I seen on Twitter on Sunday. That's why this video is not coming out yet, because I didn't see this news until Sunday. But I felt like it was newsworthy to make it into the video. All right, so here we go. Here we have it. British Columbia. British Columbia is coming to ATS via DLC. You can wishlist it now. This is on my wish list. I wishlisted. I just found this out on Twitter, actually. Someone posted about it, that it was up in the store that you could wish list it. So this is pretty cool. And again, not to start an argument, but I have said this, and people have argued with me a lot on this on Facebook, especially. Facebook is seems like it's the place to go if you want to argue with somebody. But you know, this is called American Truck Simulator, and America, like it or not, is a continent. Okay, so I know most Americans, via United States of America Americans, feel that anytime they say American, they're talking about us. But that's not exactly true, right? Like, America's a continent, South America's a continent. We're the continent of North America. So when it says American Truck Simulator, it doesn't say United States of America Truck Simulator. So to think that it's just United States and that's where it's going to stop, it's just kind of ridiculous. Now, it doesn't say North America Truck Simulator. It doesn't say South America Truck Simulator. It just says American Truck Simulator. So right there, for me, I would assume that they're going to add eventually both of the Americas, right? The continents, not just the United States of America. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's kind of where, like, the arrogance of being a United States citizen comes from. Like, we tend to think everything's about us. And, I may piss off some fellow Americans, but it is what it is. We do tend to think that everything revolves around us. And the minute you say American, it's United States of America. It can mean nothing else, but it doesn't. Canada is going to be coming to the game. I'm pretty sure Mexico, South America, Central America, they're all going to be coming to the game eventually. That's what the developers had said. So this is really cool that British Columbia is something we can look forward to. You can drive in British Columbia right now with Pro Mods. It's actually really good. They did a really good job with it, but I kind of feel like when this comes into the game, then that will give the Pro Mods team more leeway to expand more of what they do. So yeah, pretty cool. I just wanted to tell you guys that British Columbia is available to wishlist right now on Steam. All right, guys. So this is going to be part of the video where we're just going to kind of kick back and relax and just kind of chew the fat about some things with video games. So a piece of news came out last week about Xbox, about the new Xbox that'll be coming out in a year or two, and what the president of Xbox had said about it. So let's just reduce my size a little bit here, and let's do this. There we go. So now you can see it says Sarah Bond, the president of Xbox, recently said as much to Mashable, the next gen console is going to be very premium, very high-end, curated experience. You're starting to see some of the thinking that we have in this handheld, but I don't want to give it all away. So she's talking about the new the Rog Xbox Ally X. That's going to be like a $1,000 handheld. It's going to be very much like a more of a handheld computer than an Xbox per se. Let's get this back to our normal positioning here. So it's going to open up a lot of conversation when it comes to console versus PC. I feel like it's going to open up conversations about this so much more now than we've ever had in the past. Before, consoles were a video game machine that was affordable, that you could play in your living room. I still feel that even to this day, people don't necessarily take console gaming as seriously as PC gaming, right? Like, everybody feels that PC is like the hardcore gaming experience that you have to have. That even with the new NASCAR 25 game, when they released that, they pretty much said that it's a watered down version of iRacing. They don't think that the console community is basically ready for that type of sim on console, which to me is I think they're wrong on that. I think they don't really understand. I'm gonna say yes. There's probably so many gamers on consoles that are casual, that they don't want that super serious experience. They want something more fun. But I do think that there's a growing number of us console gamers that would enjoy a more serious sim experience on console. And I mean, really, why not give us the choice? Right? I mean, why do we have to be dictated to? You know, we have simcade games, we have arcade games, but so does PC. PC has simcade, PC has arcade. I mean, the only F1 game available that's a licensed F1 game is the same game that we have on PC and console, and it's the simcade. So I say, why not let us choose what we want to play? But that's going besides the point. That may be another video that we'll dive into stuff like that. But what I really want to talk about is, where are consoles going? Where can they go? I mean, if you really think about it, consoles at one point were just fighting each other. But I feel like that's not so much the case anymore. It seems like the console wars are dying out. You know, and as consoles progress, it's still a technology. It's still a technological field that you're talking about when you're talking about gaming. So consoles have to get better. There's got to be a certain point in time where these consoles are going to end up having to rival a PC. You can only update them so much before it's going to become apparent that they have to compete with PCs to survive. You know, I kind of feel like we're at the point now where video games, console gaming is at a plateau. It really can't go any further. I mean, for God's sakes, why can't we at least upgrade the memory? You know, on a PC, for the most part, the memory is one of the more affordable things to upgrade, and yet on console, they still have the low memory. They still have like 16 gigs. Why can't they bump that up at least? But this whole thing with the Xbox, with the more premium, and they're talking, you know, premium price tag as well. How much am I willing to spend for a console? How much are you willing to spend for a console? And really, if you're talking $1,000, if you're talking $1,200 for a console, what is my motivation to buy the console over the PC? You know what I mean? Because I know that a lot of people argue that, you know, a console, I could hook up on my TV, but I can hook my PC up to my TV. I'll put an image in here now of my PC tower. It's on a stand. I have it on a stand with wheels because the desk I have, the tower won't fit on the desk. So I could easily take this and I could wheel it to my living room, and I could plug it into my TV, and I could have it on my TV. You know, maybe your wife won't like to see, you know, a big tower underneath the TV. And again, like I said, it's on wheels. When you're done with it, you could move it out of the way. So that's kind of a not as good as an argument anymore as it was, I feel. So what other arguments are there for a console? I don't know. You could say console exclusives, but both consoles are kind of straying away from that, right? We see PlayStation putting their games on PC. For God's sakes, Xbox is, you know, allowing PlayStation to have their games, like their exclusive titles, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Halo, you know, Forza. They've already gone in that direction. So it really begs to ask, why would I not buy a PC? With a PC, you're getting gaming, but you're also getting everything that a PC can offer, right? Peripherals, you know, peripherals, you can hook up any peripheral to your PC. Is that going to be available on the new Xbox? And if it is, still, what is the motivation to go with console over PC? You know, this is going to be a big question. And like, personally, as a content creator, unless they can offer like OBS and stuff like that, then it's kind of a no-brainer to go the PC route. But again, I'm just going to be really curious to see if Xbox does this. I'm really curious to see what is the argument of me buying an Xbox over a PC. Because if it's going to be $1,000, if it's going to be $1,200, you're really talking a couple $100 more, and you could get a very capable PC that could probably do what consoles used to be able to do. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the point would be, man. I really don't know what the point would be. I mean, and the more I think about it, even if the new Xbox can do everything a PC can do, if it's got, all the peripheral support, like you can hook up all the same peripherals that we have on PC to the Xbox. If you can run OBS, and if you can run, Shotcut or, DaVinci Resolve or whatever software for editing that you may use, if it can do that, I still need to know what's the point of going that route than a PC route. And even if it has all that, you still have the issue of a PC is upgradable, right? You can put in a new graphics card, you can put in more memory, you can put in more SSD, you can upgrade things. Will you be able to do that with the Xbox? And again, if you can, I still don't know what the advantage would be to having that over a PC. And I mean, if PlayStation goes this way, which I kind of feel for them to compete, they would have to. And Xbox, they said something to the fact that the graphics and stuff will be so much better going this route. And I totally get that. I do. I can see that. And, PC, the graphics are much better on PC compared to console, depending on the specs that you have. But again, I'm just not sure what the advantage would be. Like, can I hook up a printer to my Xbox? Can I do all that stuff? And again, I would love to know what you guys think. Drop it in the comments below. What do you think the advantage would be of having a $1,200 PlayStation or Xbox over a PC? I would just love to know. And me, I'm scratching my head sitting here going, I don't know. I think if they do this, I would probably just stick with PC. I would probably just stay with PC. Here's another thing. With PC, I don't have to pay a subscription to play online. That's kind of a huge thing, especially when you're getting into sim racing and stuff like that. With Xbox, you still need to have this subscription to play online. PlayStation, you need a subscription. So how are you going to compete with PC and expect people to spend premium money to buy your console when you're still asking for a subscription to play online with your friends, when I could literally buy a PC probably around the same price and do that for free? I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of questions that are going to have to be answered moving forward. And on one hand, for consoles, I guess it's a good thing to see that they're pushing for more quality and more power. But do we really want a console that's pushing into the territory of PC and pushing into that kind of money? I kind of feel like that's the big thing. That's probably the biggest thing that stops people from moving to PC is the cost, that huge cost. Whereas even though $500-600 for a console is still a lot of money, it's a very far cry from $1,200, $1,300, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 for a ridiculously high spec computer. But those are my thoughts on it, guys. I would love to know what you think about it. Leave that in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're all having a fantastic day, and we will see you next time.